So I guess we're gonna have to go across, huh?
I'm gonna reach down and test one of the silk ropes.
You reach down, delicately extending a claw and sort of prodding at the rope. From there, you sort of feel, sort of squeeze it, pull at the threads, and you feel that it's strong, surprisingly strong. Maybe even more so than you would have expected for spider silk.
It seems sturdy enough, but I still don't like this.
I would offer to cast Fly, but we know how I used up my last spell slot.
Let's see if I have anything that might help.
Vote something lighter than me goes across first. I'm in full armor, so.
How do you think I feel? I'm made of metal.
News to me.
All right, Tala goes first. After all, this is the line of his people.
Do I see anything down this endless pit of darkness?
He just told you it was you saw rubble and jagged rocks,
No, I should pay more attention.
but we can't see anything, so it's at least 60 feet down.
Yeah, but I don't
Tala
see
would
like
be able to
any spider.
guess it's about 80 feet down.
Oh, actually, can I see anything down there? I've got 120 feet of perfect dark vision.
You see rocks at the bottom, 80 feet down.
Cool.
See any skeletons down there?
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be much debris other than rocks. Perhaps what could be a sword or maybe a dagger, but
Should go jump down there and get it.
We should cut one of the ropes and use it to climb down and get it. The ropes look like they'd be deep, long enough to go down, to reach all the way down.
Anything above me? I don't trust spiders.
the rope would maybe reach about halfway down.
No good then.
But there doesn't seem to
How
be
smooth
anything
are the
above.
sides of the pit?
I'm sorry?
How smooth are the sides of the pit?
The sides of the pit seem to be chiseled stone, not blocks put in place. There are small rough patches where wear and tear, or perhaps even the moisture in the air has eroded away at the stone. But it would be an uneven, if not impossible, task to carry your way across.
Oh, I was thinking maybe I could just climb down and just walk across the bottom. Climb back up. I guess not.
You can do that with rope, though. All of you do have rope, or at least most of the way down.
I was hoping Sky's climb speed as a tabaxi could do it.
I was hoping Charlie knew spider climb.
I did at one
does.
point, but I traded it out for Fly. Because all my spell slots are the same level, so fuck it. And I can upcast Fly eventually.
Okay, what do I have to do to cross this?
It seems to have been set up in such a way that you could make use of the web as if a rope bridge, with the strands placed. So these are like pairs of two that are close enough, one for you to stand on and one for you to either hold on to or reach up and hold on to while you move your way across.
Don't like those are.
I was gonna
Let's
say,
just go for it.
I'm going for it.
we got
So you
Cactus with us. He has strength. Could he
I-
huck me across?
I always forget the tabaxi thing. You would be able to scale your way down. You should be able to.
Okay.
I want to throw the little guy.
He's gonna get splattered into the side.
But regardless, moving across the ropes will be difficult terrain. And if
Oh.
you try to move too quickly, it will take no small feat to not lose your footing.
Hold on a second. Can I safely shake this web?
Do you
So
want to do it?
There's
I
no
want to shake it.
tests. There's no test if I go slow.
If you go nice and slow,
No, I want to
There's
shake the
nothing.
web first to see if it'll piss anything off. Then I'm going across.
go ahead and give me a just raw strength.
Okay.
Oh, I
You
want to
can-
see
you
this
can-
fail.
You can make it athletics. You can do it to GM.
Do-do-do.
You watch as Ta'ala reaches down, taking hold of the rope, and begins to sort of rhythmically push his weight down on top of it, causing it to sort of bob and weave slightly. The material more elastic than a normal thread or even silken rope would be. It seems to bounce up and down a few times, making this strange kind of like shaking or stretching noise. You pause for just a moment and wait. A minute, and then two. But nothing seems to happen.
Okay, I'm going to go across. Slowly. Careful.
Is the rest of the party just like watching him go?
Yeah, I think Sky will go down the middle rope.
I'll go down the one I'm in front of.
Alright, well, hold on a second. Give me a second here.
Guys, stop moving.
So I'm gonna imagine like this is the kind of time frame that you're working with right here, this distance here.
Yep.
Alright. So Durgan, go ahead and take another step, and then Sky, and then Jimmy. And these lines each mark 5 feet.
That's why I figured so.
And then Ta'ala, and then Sky, and then Jimmy. Phoenix. And then after another moment, you watch as Ta'ala, uneventfully, makes it to the other side of the chasm, with Sky and Phoenix making steady progress.
I audibly sigh after I get over.
As this is happening, what are Cassius and Charlie doing?
I'm gonna slowly walk across the side after Sky gets across.
Charlie?
I guess I'll go down the one Tala just finished on.
Are you going to wait, or are you just going to start your journey now?
I suppose I'll start it now since Tala's already off the ropes.
I'm just going to keep an eye out. I don't
So
trust.
let me just describe real quick, just for Tala. Charlie, you can go ahead and take a move too, since the other two did.
Okay. You said difficult terrain, so that'd be 15.
We're moving.
Basically, just go a step at a time.
Going slow and steady.
As Charlie yeets himself off the rope.
Yeah, my fucking tokens are doing the snap to corner thing.
Give me a second, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was just looking for the description for Tala since you made it to the other side. Tala and Sky, now that you're actually about halfway across, you'll be able to see the other side of the room as well. As well as Charlie. So I guess I could have just described it from the start, but the other side of the room seems rather barren. Simple stone landing, and an almost, at this point, rather blasé kind of door. A smooth black stone that was once polished to an almost mirror finish sits smoothly, if not somewhat worse for wear because of the ages sitting in its frame. Otherwise, there's nothing of any sort to appreciate on the other side. While Ta'ala takes in the sights of the rest of the party, takes another few steps. Sky now about halfway across. With only the sound of that strange sort of like stretching rubbery sound. It's like the sound like a bungee cord makes as you move your way across. The ropes seeming to strain under your weight, not giving any hint that they're going to give. And again, we take another step.
I'm still feeling antsy. Move up one, Dips. I ready my crossbow.
Stala takes a moment, looking out. Stala taking in the sights. You guys will watch as you make your way across the rope. As you hear this low, like creaking sound of him, like readying the crossbow, pulling a bolt into place. And it's just at the end of that sound you hear like it echo, sort of like throughout the room. But then the echo doesn't seem to stop. A strange hissing sound filling the air.
Oh, right.
And you get the feeling it's time to roll for initiative. And Durgan gets -1 for rolling for I said.
You said the word. I knew what was happening.
Banned.
The first to respond to the low, crooning sound is going to be Charlie. You hear the low hiss echoing out beneath it. You'll see, Charlie, what looks like a small pile of rocks, sort of like tumbling to the side. So like shifted slightly from below. So we start off the top of the turn with your movement.
It hasn't managed to come out from under the rocks yet.
You just saw some rocks shift.
So I can't see any enemies below me though.
That is why I have not said you see it.
Okay, just making absolutely sure. Like if there's nothing to fire at, I guess I'll use the dash action. So
Now,
that
keep
would.
in mind what I said before.
Sorry, I must have missed it.
It will take a skill check to move faster on the
I
ropes.
wouldn't do that if I were you.
Would that be acrobatics?
It would be acrobatics.
What's my acrobatics like? I got a +6 to acrobatics.
So roll a 1.
Yeah, most
So-
likely.
Why don't you just ready in action and go back to where you started?
I just let him roll it if he wants to.
And part of my ignorance. Difficult terrain's double move or triple?
Double move.
Okay. Oh, so each one of these would be each line you drew was 10.
You know what? I'll save panic movement for next time. I'll just move forward the 5 feet and ready an Eldritch Blast in case I do see something.
You can move more than 5 feet.
Oh,
We were just moving nice and slow across the ropes for RP purpose.
okay. So 15 then, I think. Or something like that. I think since I'm a halfling, it's usually 25.
It's literally marked on your sheet.
Go.
Yeah. But it's rough terrain, so it was just like. I was just trying to.
25 divided by 2.
Yeah.
Round it down.
12?
It's 10.
What if I
Anyway.
wanted the extra fifth of a box?
You bet. Everything rounds down unless it works in my favor, because get fucked.
Double.
And what are you readying? An Eldritch Blast? Or...
Yep.
All right.
Bread and butter.
And Sky, the next to react, do you hear the sound of like Charlie's footsteps? A little bit more, should I say, oomph to them. You come to your turn. Now more than halfway across the room.
And I will ready a firebolt.
Fair enough. Likewise, now for you, Tom.
So since my turn came up, I can ready an action at this point.
Correct.
Let's see. Shit. There's no way I can help them get over it either, I think. So
You could try to steady the rope, make it so that Phoenix could run across. Or...
Is each of these blocks 10?
Correct. Each of the larger boxes is 10.
So then,
For example, this is where you are, so this would be 5, 10, 15, 20.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So if I steady the rope, he can safely, let's say, dash.
He would have advantage on his acrobatics check.
What's your acrobatics? It's a
0.
Okay, probably a bad idea. I ready a vicious mockery.
Okay. Sorry, my back got real itchy and I'm scratching like crazy.
Oh, the trigger is spiders.
It's true, I break out in hives whenever I play as spiders. It's just one of those weird things. Alright. So with that, you see piles of rock down at the bottom shift out of place, or otherwise emerging from small gaps or cracks. So I will place them. Then, so let's see. So 1, 2, 3. So these guys 3 are acting on the same turn here. So these 3 emerge at the same time. Charlie, you readied an action first. You can pick one to fire.
I know they're probably like 70 feet down from him, but I'll probably like shoot the one closest to Phoenix because it could just.
Something I should keep in mind here. This specifically mentions. This room specifically mentions dex checks to avoid falling and during combat. I'm going to have that imply. I'm going to say that's anything that's not a cantrip.
Okay. My cantrips are all I got right now, so.
Just to be upfront. So, like trying to do a melee attack or trying to cast an actual spell while on the ropes would force a check.
And my warlock wistfully dances across the line.
Well, I think your cantrips, they're basically at-will spells. So we'll work with them. Also, I hate melee characters because Carney and Rusty are melee characters, and I hate them. And I want them to die terrible deaths. I want them to fall in this hole and die. But they're not here to fall in the hole and die. So.
So the rest
Which one were you firing at?
The one closest to Phoenix.
Right, now these are on the ground.
Yeah, they're like 60 or 80 feet below him. But
Yeah.
still, it's the one that would probably be able to get up the wall.
But the
web at him.
23 will connect. For 9 damage. +9. All right. The next ready to action would be Sky.
Can I actually see them at the bottom of the pit?
Oh, you're right. They're 80 feet down. But they are going to move. So we'll just give it a second, and then I'll move them, and then yours will rock. Durgan, you can, however, see them, and you have a vicious mockery ready. So a wisdom's roll from the spider. Not quite, almost, but not quite. And so this
Hurt the
one
poor spider's feelings.
will have disadvantage.
And now knows that Loth hates it. And
It
it's
makes sad little like chittering noises. I don't. The spell doesn't specify how they turn to get hurt. Hurt its feelings though. All right, so let's see here. So the first one, the spider that's actually going to act is going to be this one way over here. They do not have much move. This one's going to scuttle up the wall right here. And so let's see. So it's going to dash up, which means it can move 60 feet. It's going to move 5 just to get over, and then it's going to climb 55 feet up, meaning there's 25 feet left to go. So that one is now 25 feet down from the surface. This one is going to start climbing immediately right up. So it only has to be So let's see what it's going to do when it's first climbing up. So it has a range of 30, 60. So if it climbs 30 feet up, it'll be 50 feet away. So this one's going to climb up. It'll be 50 feet away from what's his name? You don't have dark vision, right, Phoenix?
No, but I've got a
You have
torch.
Okay, so you can see it. I was going to say normally it would attack with advantage, but it's got disadvantage for being at such range. Wouldn't really matter with the thing, so we'll just roll normally. But since you can see it, it doesn't have advantage, which means it just has regular disadvantage. So it will shoot a web at you with disadvantage. So Hawk 2. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that hits.
And I should switch that back to GM, so that way people don't know what they're rolling. So let's see. All right, so let's see here. Do you watch this one spider run? What is your dark vision, Sky, by the way?
60 feet.
60 feet? You should be able to hit, so you can just roll.
Yeah, Jimmy had that torch anyway, so.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about the torch. So yeah, you can go ahead and roll at this guy. A 14 does connect. Ooh, wow, big hit. That spider is hurting. Like you see it, like it runs up, you firebolt it. Like it seems to like sort of like shrink, like curling and letting out this like shriek of pain. Hold on a second. I also did not roll with disadvantage. Let me roll again. This time it rolled a 16, which does still hit.
Yep.
So you get hit by webbing.
I hope that just webs him to the rope.
Now he can cast all the spells that he wants.
So he gets smacked with web, which binds him up, and he counts as restrained. So for getting hit, I'm going to need that acrobatics check.
Feck.
Goodbye. Oh, Jimmy's character lasted the whole 2 turns.
Maybe he's just DC 10.
I was really hoping that meant that he got bound to the rope.
I was hoping that too.
But actually, it probably should have been a dexterity save when you get hit, and the next time it will be. Next time it will be. Okay. Next time it'll be a dex save if you get hit. But an 11 will pass.
Hey.
So you
Too
get
damn close.
bound by the rope, but you are restrained still. Your speed is 0. You cannot gain any benefits from your speed. Attack rolls against you will have advantage, and your attack rolls will have disadvantage.
Okay.
So Oh, and you also have disadvantage on dexterity saves.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
So that is that spider's turn. Likewise, this one's going to start climbing up. It can climb the same distance and be able to spit at Sky, probably, because it'll be... Keep having to go back to the tape measure here. It'll be 22 feet away. There, it'll be about 30 feet down. So it's going to be attacking with disadvantage either way. So this one's going to run up. Oh, I need to put the distance marker on the other guy too. So this one just ran 30 feet up, which means it is 50 feet down. So it's 50 feet up, and this one will also be 50 feet down. And those distance markers are showing up fine for you guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, Sky, this one's going to spit at you with disadvantage because you are outside of its normal attacking range. And it's going to spit at you. Tui. It will miss the attack
Hooray.
and will end its turn there. As unfortunately, now the sounds grow louder. This time emanating from beneath where Charlie stands. All right, so these ones are all going to attempt their spits. So let's see. So they're all going to be 50 feet. All right, so we're going to do one at Sky, Aktui, which will miss, right? Which will miss. One at Charlie, Aktui. These are all with disadvantage. So I'm a stupid idiot and didn't roll with disadvantage. Disadvantage. All right, so which will miss. A 12 misses you, right? Pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
15.
one at Cassius, Hakatui with disadvantage. And a natural 18 will still miss.
Hey, Taryn, do you have a rage attack?
And then we go back to Cassius's turn. Second from the bottom of the initiative order.
Let's see.
Throw rocks at them.
What do I have? How far away can my spiritual weapon be from me?
30 feet.
30 feet?
Yeah, so probably can't really hit any of these people, huh?
So it's
That one-
25.
Yeah, that one to your left's 25 feet down.
I'm gonna walk over to the edge here on the side. I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon. I'm gonna guess a 9 misses it though.
9, unfortunately, will miss. As we drag your sub character's spiritual weapon. And we'll put that bad boy right there, and he'll also be 25 feet down.
God, I was trying to remember the rules for jumping, and I find it so fucking stupid that it's a strength check and not a dex check.
Oh, it sounds like someone's got higher deck than they do strength.
I'm perfectly fine with jumping me on strength.
So you can end your turn there, Cassius? You try and walk on the rope at all?
Nope.
All right. I'm just putting a spell
Otherwise-
on these ones to shrink the circles a little bit. There we go. And with that, down at the bottom of the initiative order, we're going to end off with Phoenix, with Charlie going right after. So on deck.
Okay, question.
Answer.
The rope that we're on, is it flammable?
Yes. It's spider silk.
Well, can't do that then.
That's a good thing you asked that because I was going to firebolt you out of that.
Yeah, I would have just touched it with Ignite and it would have burned off.
This is what your +2 to strength was made for, I guess.
My +1? Alright, so if I try to break the silk, can I still attack?
I think it does use your action.
Ugh.
But you're not going anywhere if you don't.
Yeah, fair point.
Ignite, light it on fire. So when things are on fire, they think they take. The only rule I can think of is probably oil flask rules for stuff just being on fire.
Alright, I'll go ahead and try to break out with strength.
Well, here, give me 1 second. So something like Ignite. So Narissa, you could target the web separately, but something like Ignite, like what Jimmy's talking about, that just sets it on fire. Spells don't normally ignite things unless it's like a fireball.
You can just firebolt the web yourself, Jimmy.
They'll make the attack with disadvantage, but yes, you can.
Alright, I'll try and firebolt the web that's stuck
You
to me.
think will work better.
I would love to see him miss the rope that he is literally attached to him.
So it looks like if you ignited something, Jimmy, just like for future reference, it would take 5 damage every round for, I guess, 2 rounds is how burning works. Just using oil flask rules.
But if I ignite the web that's on me, will that ignite the web underneath?
Yes.
Like that'll ignite the rope?
Yes.
So if I firebolt it, it'll ignite the rope.
No, because firebolt does not light things on fire.
Okay. Yeah, I'll cast firebolt at the web I'm bound in.
Yeah. So we're just gonna make that roll with disadvantage. But an 18 will still connect. You'll blast downwards at the webbing, like connecting your body, making careful aim not to hit the rope that supports your weight, igniting the web around you, sending it burning into vapors, not igniting it, blasting it with a bolt of fire that washes over you and it singes the webbing away, freeing you from the rope or from your confines.
Okay, now I don't think I have anything I can really do as a bonus action.
Probably not.
Actually,
You
if
can
I
move.
use Twin Spell, can I cast that with regular
With what?
Twin Spell where I can throw another target?
Does it say when you cast the spell?
When you cast a spell, yeah.
At the same time.
Oh, okay. So it'd be with disadvantage as well.
It's the same with like an Eldritch Blast. Because Eldritch Blast, it has separate attacks, but the spell's happening at the same time.
Best just try and get off the rope as fast as you can.
Yeah, pretty much. Can I use my bonus action to get up?
It only takes 5. You weren't prone or anything.
Oh, but I still have no move.
No, you have move only while you're restrained.
Do you know how to play this game?
No, I
Oh,
don't.
he's new.
He's legitimately new. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, so like restrained is just a condition put on you, and you were only restrained while you were whipped.
All right, and I can only move 5 feet because we're going slow.
No, that was like just for RP thing. I was just saying what was happening every 5 feet.
Okay, so I can go. What is it? Half?
Your normal move at half speed. If you want to go faster, it takes a check.
All right, so I went 15 feet.
Almost there, buddy.
And then back at the top of the initiative order with Charlie.
Run, little dude, run!
Okay. So it would be 10 feet. Yeah, I'm gonna dash and just make the acrobatics check.
If I had inspiration, I would have given it to you.
Hmm.
With that, throwing caution to the wind, you decide to make your way as quickly across the rope as possible, scrambling across the silken surface. But you manage, making your way across the rope safely.
And 20 feet would put me right at the end, right?
Sure. Sure. I mean, where were you? You're right here, right? 5, 10, 15? Yeah, you're right next to the spider, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Yes, sorry.
Okay then. Just didn't want to have to make a
And
dex check.
you can choose which side of the square you're on.
I was worried for you for a second.
You're gonna end your turn there?
Yep.
All right. Now hold on a second. You said you were dashing,
Yeah.
right? Okay, sorry. I'm losing myself. I'm out of my mind, guys. My buddy started playing Minecraft. I've been playing nothing but vanilla Minecraft for like 18 hours or more over the last like day and a half. Everything is squares and blocks to me. So we go to this box, and it will box its box turn.
This guy will happily get off that last bit of rope.
You fall. You went too quick.
And cast a firebolt on that same spider that I did last.
This time, however, too elated by your adventure off the rope, your shot will go wide, sort of like casting off into the darkness beyond.
Well, poop.
You want to end your turn there?
Move away from the hole a little bit.
As Sky steps away, we jump to Ta'ala, standing at the edge of the rope as Phoenix quickly approaches. I take it you're going to ready a shove action.
It would be a drow thing to do.
Now you can cut the rope.
Let's see. I'm going to mock the same spider.
They expect one of us in the wreckage, brother.
He would be the wreckage.
All right, let's see. We have to see how wise these spiders are. Man, why isn't Vicious Mockery one of those spells where they fail if they're too stupid? And boom, they rolled, boom, a 5. 4 damage. You hurt the spider's feelings a little bit more. You see like one of its legs sort of like curl up for a second. Like and it sort of like almost seems like lose its footing. Kind of like scrambling for a second to like maintain its hold on the wall.
How much fucking health do these things have?
Not that much. I'm sorry, Durgan, that you can't tickle it to death 4 damage at a time quickly. And then we go to Spider's turn. This one's 25 feet down. So this one's actually come like scramble up over the edge, Cassius. So let's see here. So there's another convenient thing of these skull things, because they do not, this one does not regenerate its web ability, which is why it's going to scramble up, like hurling itself, like sort of over the wall, lunging at you as it does. To GM, a bite attack. Oh my god, it actually hits you. So you guys, Cass or Ta'ala and Charlie will be able to see as like the spider sort of like runs up, like as Cassius is casting a spell down, it'll sort of like hurl up and like like grab onto its knee, like biting into like the joint of his leg. It will deal 8 piercing damage And Cassius, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw. As this large black spider with a splotch of red on its thorax bites into you. Ooh.
Ooh. There's the one I was talking about.
As you feel this like blinding radiance sort of explode into your veins, fire washing through. As you take an additional 11 poison damage.
Those things are dangerous.
Yeah, and there's 6 of them. Oh, that's great.
Ha! I'm resistant to poison.
I mean, Durgan, it only happened because he crit failed.
I mean, not because he crit failed, but he failed. See, we go to this one. It also does not regenerate its web, so it will not be webbing. I'm going to have it dash. So it's going to move 10 feet over. 1, 2, 10 feet over. And then 50 feet up. So it is now level with the wall. So I'm going to get rid of its range markers, because we no longer need them, and it made its attack with disadvantage because of vicious mockery, so I'll get rid of that one.
Did that one even attack?
I'm sorry?
Did that one even attack?
That was the one that webbed Jim Jum. Or that was the one that attempted to web Jim Jum and missed.
Oh, okay. I know it regenerated, so.
But yeah, it also does not regenerate its web. The third one, likewise, does not regenerate web as far as you guys can tell, so it's going to start scrambling, and it likewise will start scurrying up this wall, and will get itself right there with you guys, or right at the edge. You see its leg sort of like pulling over the corner, and then big bang, boom. Recharge 46. Convenient for me, all 3 of these guys get their webbing back, so 30 feet up. This guy runs up, gonna spit at Charlie. Tui. As I open Charlie's own sheet to roll the spider's attack against him. So now just normal Haktui. A 14. Oops, as I hurl Charlie into the void, he's dead.
Ah!
So that one scrambles 30 feet up the wall, spits at you, Charlie, but thankfully you'll be able to like sort of like duck down. It's splatting against the corner. This one is going to dash, so it's going to shoot up 50 feet and then over, and it's actually going to climb onto this very same rope that you guys were just on a moment ago. Will have regenerated its web, and this one will 5, 10, and 50 feet up will pull itself onto this stony precipice over here, and will also regenerate its web. As we now go to Cassius's turn. Cassius, the last turn, you had just taken like a vicious blow, like the spider still like partially latched onto your leg, sort of like tearing at the armor, sinking its fangs into you.
I am going to try to beat the unholy abomination off me with my hammer.
Let me get rid of its range markers because I forgot about that part. And we'll bring your hammer. We're probably just going to bring your spiritual weapon up too. And I'll get this.
Yep, and I'm going to attack it twice. And can my spiritual weapon attack it after it's moved?
Yeah, it's your call. Whichever one you want to go first.
Me first.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and take the first swing. Thunk. So you bring like the hammer, like crushing down, like smashing it into the top of the spider, like sending this, no pun intended, like spiderweb cracks along its like its pure black carapace, but still it sort of like holds on, like.
I can swing twice and my spiritual weapon, right?
Yeah, your spiritual weapon is a bonus action. Again, another connect. It's 12. Big hit. So this time, Cassius, as you like bring the warhammer crushing down, this spider will actually like sort of like crunch, like letting out this last shriek, and then like collapsing down into the darkness below.
Instead of attacking, my weapon does a little dance in the air, celebrating my victory. As I'm burning in agony.
Play the music.
So are you going to move your weapon at all? Or?
just gonna move it so it's like right in front of me, right here.
And with that, again at the bottom, we jump to Phoenix's turn, only 5 feet away from freedom. Spiders rapidly approaching this.
Get,
All right.
get it, homie.
All right. I'm gonna stop there. And let's see here. What can I throw to vent my anger appropriately?
I'll give them disadvantage on their roll if you cast Fireball right on top.
No, none of that. None of that.
It's too bad I'm out of spell slots. Hmm. You know what? I haven't played around with any of these level 2 spells.
Do it.
If I do, I'm going to set that web on fire, so let's not be too stupid.
You know, I have spells that aren't Fireball.
I'm going to cast Scorching Ray. I'm going to send 2 beams at the spider closest to me and 1 beam at the one further.
Okay, now keep in mind you are within 5 feet, so the one attacking this one will have disadvantage.
Ooh, really?
You're attacking that's within melee range, or when you make a ranged attack with a hostile entity within 5 feet of you, you make that attack with disadvantage. You didn't have disadvantage on the web attack because it was within 5 feet of you. You're restrained, which gives you disadvantage on attack rolls.
Oh.
If he moves right now, he's going to get opportunity.
And if you move from an enemy, or if you move out of an enemy's attack range, like Durgan said, what's called an attack of opportunity. They make an attack against you, or have the option to. Usually, they take it.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to focus all 3 on that one close.
Okay. So you can go ahead and make the 3 of the rolls with disadvantage. Only the third and final black ray will connect. Ooh, what a connect though.
That was max damage.
So you see this like blast, like there's 3 like punctuations of fire. Like the first 3 like spears of fire sort of dancing between the spider's legs, but the third like crushes right into the center of its carapace, sending fire washing over its body, scorching at the already blackened or already black husk, like turning it this ashy gray. But still, like the spider seems to kind of like recover, but still, like you see, like part of its, like 2 of its eyes have sort of boiled out of its skull, and it's sort of like hissing, kind of like sluggishly, like parts of its carapace sort of drooping down. As we take it, we're going to end your turn there,
Yep.
and we will go to Charlie's turn with Sky on deck.
I forget. Both of those spiders over there next to Jimmy have both taken hits.
Correct.
I guess I'll cast Eldritch Blast at both of them, like 1 beam at each of them.
Okay. All right. So the first blast, the one on top, connects. Yeah. 13 damage. Again, as like the blast connects, like you see the spider like let out this like shriek, its arm sort of like waving frantically as it crashes down into the darkness below.
And number 2.
And again, another connect, and again, another dead spider.
Kill stealing Charlie.
Yeah, there's still 4 more or 3 more.
And you gonna end your turn there? Or?
I was just starting to move, and then I remembered each square is 10 feet now. Yeah, I'll end it there.
Oh, With that, Sky, we're going to go now to your turn. The spider's beginning to fall away, crashing down into the darkness, with only a few still standing, and only 2 that you can see.
Oh, there's both the one on the road.
You can see all 3. Which one did you say on the rope?
Yeah.
You send a blast of fire scorching across the air or through the air, and you're going to watch as like it slams straight into the spider's side. 13 fire damage, fire sort of blasting out of it, sending like smoke wrapping up into the air as you scorch across its carapace. But as it clears, you see the spider sort of dangling for a moment, but quickly pulling itself back up onto the rope. As I assume we're going to end your turn and go to Tala with the spider
Yep.
instead.
Oh, let's see. Hey, Paperman, you're lucky I got your back.
Right, plus 4. Right, Cassius, I have added 4 health for you.
And let's
Wow.
see this
What about that guy?
guy. I'm going to mock him. Killing word's bonus.
Okay. Let's roll its wisdom save. Come on, I want to win one. No! Wait, no, he doesn't roll with disadvantage. Yes, he wins. I win. Fuck you.
Yothis wins D&D.
I win. Now I'm having fun.
See, where was I? Right here's fine. No. Yes, here's fine.
Do you have armor, shield, or squishy people?
Okay, end your turn there.
There we go.
Alright, so let's see. So 20 feet up. And then 5. All the ranged people like stuck in this corner.
Well, that's why I killed the 2 spiders in this corner.
The oops, I hurled Charlie into the void again.
Yeet.
I keep having visions of my death.
Follow the void.
I get those
This
too.
this is like-
This
This is like the
shot
sub
to have a cross.
AC club right here. The spider has the pick of the litter. It's
Oh,
gonna
this
shoot a
is-
web at somebody. It doesn't have enough speed to get over there. Actually, it's got 20, 25. Uh-oh, guys, it's getting closer. See who it's gonna attack.
It's a bug, kill it.
1, 2, 3, 4 is Tala.
Interacted.
Tala, it's gonna spit at you. You're gonna have some cover though, provided by the party. And if it misses because of the cover, it will hit the cover.
What?
That's the cover rule.
He sang it'll Bukkake Sky.
And Bukaki. Oh my god. He watches the spider rears back. And Charlie, you watch as it sends this blast of web hurtling almost straight up into the air. And with this almost pristine arc, and then like a ballistic missile, hurls down like a webbed spear from God himself and slams straight into Allah's face. And like blasts his head back like against the wall. You hear this like dry thud as he's like his face is webbed against the stone wall.
Oh my god, just like home.
Would you like me to burn that off for you?
No, I'm fine. I'll take care of it myself.
He's a drow, he's probably used to this.
He's
No,
just.
He's
I'm
a male
not
drow.
He shouts from. I shout from across. He's just being tsundere about it. Do it.
Okay.
So let's see. This spider's gonna move right here, and it's gonna try and web Cassius. Haktui. Oh my god, the spiders are doing great. I'm winning, guys. I'm winning. Cassius gets webbed too. Ah! Now his spells don't work because I say so.
Cassie's just too busy laughing at Tala to dodge the web.
And now he's hurled into the void. Oh wait, no. All those like overlaying fucking effects there like made me think his token went off the edge.
Let's see which direction the spider's gonna go. You know what? It saw Cassius beat that one other spider to fucking death, so it's gonna pass on that. $30 and another web thing here. 2. This one's at Sky and Hawk. 2E. Jesus Christ. Okay, Sky, you're restrained now too.
Hey.
Now your spells also don't work because I say so. That's how restrained works. So like another spider sort of like charges over and again like sprays this like blast of web on the Sky. Sticks in her fur and like catches her onto the ground as we go to Cassius's turn with Phoenix on deck. Cassius, you are webbed to the ground.
I still move my spiritual weapon,
Yes.
and there's a spider just on the other side of the platform from me, right?
There may be perhaps a spider within spiritual weapon distance.
Order,
Can you not see?
order
I-
your
It's
weapon
just
to free
it just has a little more like death
Oh, no.
icon on it.
You
That's
actually no, you can't see. Why is that?
why. I can see it.
No, I mean, oh wait, hold on a second. No, I'm clicking on your spiritual weapon. Can't see. Oh no, I'm clicking on the dead spider, not you. There you are. You're this much smaller icon. Yeah, okay, yeah, you can see it.
All right, the spiritual weapon's gonna swing at it.
Wait, why can you see it? You're a perfectly normal human.
There's good lighting in here.
You see this like brief spark, like flash out of like Cassius's fingers as he snaps his thumb and index finger together, like sending the spiritual weapon like hurtling across the ground. It's gonna swing in like this vicious arc. But the spider's gonna duck out of the way of the strike. Cassius's aim thrown off as he sort of like tugs against the webbing unexpectedly.
Can I try to break free?
Yeah, as an action, you can make a strength check. So it looks like it'll be raw strength.
Spiritual weapon has not really been MVP in
Wow,
this
I mean,
fight.
You want, so it's like sort of like dismayed by your spell. You try and instead sort of like lurch away, like pulling against the rope or the web, but you find yourself still stuck in place, like your boot sort of snagging in place. The spider sort of like
The spider's laughing at you.
and with that, we're going to go to Phoenix's turn with 2 spiders staring down from the opposite side of the platform.
Okay.
Your
I'm
party
gonna
slowly
cast.
being restrained around you.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt. I'm gonna twin it at the other one as well.
Okay.
So that's gonna burn a sorcery point.
And I will preemptively do my rolls to see if they get their webbing back. I'm confident that my babies will live and I will win. I will kill you guys and I'll win. Both firebolts will connect as you twin the spell, sending the fire scorching across the battlefield, slamming into each of the spiders in turn. So first the one on top. Ooh, big hit. You send fire like blasting into the spider's face. Smoke again rising up, its shell blackened. But this one manages to maintain its composure. Still sort of like holding itself at attention, like letting out this like low hiss as you roll the damage for the second one. Another big hit. This one sending this spider almost to death door. Like you watch as it sort of like collapses for a moment and slowly on a like struggle, or like with a struggle, pushes itself back up.
Okay, I've got nothing else on tap, so that's it for me.
And with that, we'll go to Charlie's turn, likewise staring down the spiders as they approach.
So it's like, remember, this was my first D&D character ever. I did not intentionally make him a kill steal machine.
That sounds like someone very confident that they're about to kill steal.
As long as stuff dies, we all
Yeah.
get it.
A snap of Charlie's finger and 2 bolts of Eldritch energy rocket across the platform.
Okay, top spider.
Top spider. Again, a perfect hit square in the center of its carapace. The spider drops to its legs and does not get up.
And bottom spider.
Again, another vicious strike, one that the spider does not recover from, as it too collapses. You can feel free to move as we now go to Sky's turn with Ta'ala on deck, restrained and held in place.
Burn in my web. I'm trying to anyway.
You're going to burn an 8. Of course, restrained, your attack rolls have disadvantage.
I'm gonna use luck die to re-roll that one.
I mean, if you want to, we're not really doing critical fumbles anymore. It just
Oh, okay. I'll just stay here.
it was
I'm not
boring.
really in
Like
danger right now.
I did it with my other group, and they ended up rolling that one where you just get knocked out like 3 times in a row. I was like, this is stupid. I was
It's like
sick
the
of it.
one night that I love the crit fumbles was the fucking water elemental thing with Jimmy in his handcuffs.
That one was just like, okay, well, we'll give up on this. But yeah, so you just missed. So did you still want to re-roll it, Scott? You can.
No, I'm good.
I just didn't
We're
know
not
if you're-
really in any danger.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you're doing it out of fear of like an actual critical fumble penalty. I think they got kind of old. But with that, likewise, we'll now go to Tala's turn, webbed and restrained against the wall, as it like covers your face.
Can I use prestidigitation to light it on fire?
And Tala burns all his hair off.
And now he waits 3 turns for the tiny match-style flame to set the entire thing on fire.
You can try and cut it. You can use a fire spell on it. You can just try and break out of it. It's your call.
Dagger it is.
Take
What should I roll?
an attack roll
Okay. Oops.
with disadvantage. I mean, you're in the right ballpark.
Dagger. There we go.
A 25, a 17 will connect. So go ahead and roll the damage. And you watch as fairly cleanly Tala sort of like reaches out and cuts the web away from his face, pulling his head away from the wall and freeing himself from his restraints.
Oh, I hate spiders. Hate them.
Just like being home.
I'm not trying to tell you how to spin your turn. I just thought it was a funny image of basically you covered in webs holding up a big lighter at it.
But no, it worked out.
Now we cut to this other spider. Seeing that its webbing is holding Cassius in place, it'll like charge across the field with this like vicious gleam in its eyes as it charges forward, jumping into this like lunging strike, like gripping hold of Cassius's armor and trying to lunge down for a bite as it will attack with advantage. It hit him again. I win. Why? You watch as Cassius sort of like throws his arms up, like grabbing hold of the spider's thorax. I forget the parts of the spider.
Sure.
Anatomy of
Mandibles.
mandibles.
That's what you're thinking.
It is not. As you grab hold of the sternum, you grab it by the coxa. You grab the spider by its coxa as it lunges itself at you. There you go. You got lots of coxa in your hands, CT. As you grab hold of like its back
Squeeze.
leg, but the spider sort of like lunges forward, and you watch as it sort of like lunges forward and grabs hold of your neck, like press, like you feel fangs like cut through the armor of your tunic. You will take 5 piercing damage, and it's forcing another con save.
I can't possibly roll a 1 twice in a row.
Hey.
And no one's ever going to repeat my 3 fails in a row.
Because again, like you feel like a small like blast of like heat in your neck that slowly just like quickly fades into this low burning as this almost like numbed burning along your neck as the spider lands its attack, and this spider is dead. And now, Cassius, we go to your turn, like still holding the spider, like as it's like still like connected onto your neck.
The spiritual weapon's gonna float back and try to smack it.
Critical fumble, it hits you.
Do it, little axe.
Again, like another snap of your fingers, the axe comes like hurtling across the floor. Another vicious swing, like a low arc. This time catching the spider fully in the back. 2 damage. Not quite minimum, but we're getting there. You hear this like crunching sound as it cuts through its hardened shell. The spider letting out like this shriek, pulling its fangs out of you.
And I'm going to try to beat it to death with my warhammer, even with disadvantage.
Yep, you're restrained by the web, so you will roll with disadvantage. A 14 should connect. Yes, will connect. Like you bring the hammer, and again, like a low, like kind of like weakened strike, but you still manage to like catch it on the back of its head. 6 bludgeoning damage as you sort of crush it against your body. But you still feel it sort of like writhing and like trying to like snap its teeth at you. As you try and attack again, but this time there's not enough force in your attack to damage the creature. We'll have to end your turn there as we go to Phoenix with Charlie on deck.
All right, so there's
It's
just
a
one
kill
left,
steal.
right?
There's just one left.
The
Sounds like a good time to fireball.
I don't have any more spell slots.
Doesn't matter anyway,
None of the fun ones.
he says unironically with lots of spell slots.
Chromatic Orb has never solved any problems.
All right, I'm going to throw a firebolt at it.
Here's what you should really do: wood carving. A lot of stick. Make it pointy.
Oh yeah, I do have wood carving for some dumb reason.
You got a built-in pencil sharpener.
Guess what the opening for the pencil sharpener is.
Oh.
All right, I'll throw that firebolt now.
Well, Elvis, does it hit?
You take aim, like sending the bolt of fire hurtling across the field. It'll slam into the spine of the spider. A clean hit. I was gonna say this. I was actually already. I was preemptively prepared to bitch if your cantrip hit really hard again.
I'm going to
Guys,
use
I
my
wanna
last
do-
spell slot or my last sorcery point to re-roll that.
One.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and why?
But just go ahead and roll a d10. You deal 1 more damage.
That's how it always goes.
Alrighty. And do you want to end your turn there, or?
Yep.
So the spider like sort of like reeling back from the blast of fire, but still like attached onto Cassius. We go to Charlie's turn with
You
Sky.
call
on
that
deck.
a cantrip?
Let me show you a tad.
Kill stealing card.
A 17 and a 14, both connecting. Jesus Christ.
Just blow a hole and spray spider guts right on me.
You hear a loud, like, clicking sound as, like, 2 blasts of Eldritch Energy hurtle across. Cassius, you look up, like, staring into the spider's face, like, not even cringing from it, just in time for it to explode into this blast of viscera in your arms.
Okay, spiders are dead.
Now I'm sort of, like, holding these, like, limp spider legs, like, one in each hand.
Just drop it.
Kick the rest off the side.
I assume I
What's
just
that,
firebolt
5 out
myself
of
out.
6?
I was the only party member to kill something other than Charlie. Alright, do I just break free now that we're out of combat?
Take your time to break free. Oh, I just looked at tabs that I saved to look at later, but I never did. Lots of porn in here.
I just calmly walk across the rope.
It's 2020, John. Who watches pornography on a computer anymore?
Literally everybody.
Yeah.
Phones are for.
That's all computers are good for.
That's what phones are for.
No. 2 screens are too small. I was going to look up again. Oh, wait.
I just gave him an idea.
No, there was this like dumb gag I was trying to find. Yes, I found it. All right, yeah, sorry, I was getting a video clip ready because I know it's coming up and you guys don't. With that, the rest of the party and Cassius, unrestrained.
I forget, how long does spiritual weapon last? 1 minute?
A minute.
Okay. I didn't know if it'd be worth taking it forward with us. I forgot if it was
Kind
a
of like
1 or 2.
carefully scoots his. It goes away if he gets too far from him. I'll say yeah, it's it for a couple seconds here. I'll humor him.
Hey,
Alright.
Cass,
Who's
can
gonna-
you heal yourself?
Slowly makes his way across the field. Now, once again, the party finds themselves standing in front of the large, polished door from before. And now, Sky, again, you can hear the sound of running water, sort of whispering from the other side.
What was the description of this door again?
It's like a solid piece of black stone that at one point seemed to have been polished to a mirror finish, but now has grown slightly scuffed and worn in time.
I use 20 of my points in my lay on hands to heal myself.
Okey-dokey.
So I might as well check the door out before we try and open it.
Jen, fucking spider.
The party
fucking
spends.
growl.
Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it quick and use a roll, or do you just want to spend some time investigating?
We're kind. If they were trying to slow us down, I should probably just do it quick and use a roll.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check. Or I'm sorry, perception. Investigation is if you find a trick. It's how to disable it. I get those kind of like fried. I'll give you the 15. You decide to look over the door, like very carefully, like running your claws along it, looking for any seams or hidden mechanisms, or worse, any spells etched into the frame. But you don't find anything, only greeted by this low hissing sound of water on the other side of the door.
Okay, looks clean.
Does the water sound like it's directly on the other side of the door?
It's loud enough, at least, that you can hear it from here.
All right.
Pretty sure we'll find out what they're doing with it in there.
Oh, also,
You
just
want-
to be sure, did y'all encounter someone before I got here?
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Phoenix tried to shoot a chromatic orb at a door.
You want to lead the way, CT?
Vámonos.
I mean, you're the one that's checking for traps. You should lead the way.
Vámonos.
Yeah, she.
Oh, there's something. There's definitely something on the other side of the door.
You're
If
now,
we run into resistance, it'll probably be here.
All right, open the door.
you're now the smallest person here.
You carefully reach out, pressing the door open with a sudden lunge to reveal whatever threat lies on the other side. Another hallway sits
What?
and waits. And the sound of water grows louder, now almost a steady, low roar.
I guess.
With another door that matches the first, barring the path again.
Should I check this one too?
Well,
I
yeah.
think
Why
that
would
is a
they?
yes.
Yeah, they should trap. They would trap the second one, not the first one, right? Just because this is a small room for the whole party to be in.
Hey, before you check the door, can I roll perception on the walls of the hallway?
Sure. Since you guys are moving in a hurry, I see nothing wrong with like trying to see how much you get at a glance.
I guess I'll just go ahead and roll for the door too.
Like just sort
Walls
of like
are made of stone.
charging your way through. You find that the walls are sort of carved with what looks like vague iconography, but it's a little worn, covered with layers of web and hard to make out anything more than just a passing glance. Meanwhile, Sky, you investigate the door, trying to find anything that was hidden. And this time, unfortunately, you do find something. At the bottom of the door, what looks to be a somewhat thicker cord of spider silk that seems to have been woven both to the bottom of the frame, or to the bottom of the door and to the ground. I'd say it's about a pencil's width.
Can I roll investigation to see how I can figure out what that does?
Of course. Telling the party to wait, hushing them, and bringing yourself down to the ground, sort of laying with your head flat, like one eye peeking at the thread. Designed to investigate, delicately prodding at it, pulling away the threads. It doesn't take Sky more than a minute, if that, to try and figure out what's going on. The only thing you can figure out, Sky, that other than being a rope attached to the bottom of the door and then to the ground, it either serves no purpose or serves one that you can't figure out.
I forget. Now, feel free to not answer, but it's just would a spider's web sense work with a single strand, or would it have to be a fully formed web?
It has to be connected to a network.
Like a network that might be in the ground.
I mean, you only see this one heavily braided cord. You don't see anything spreading out from it.
Do you want to just cut it?
Is it taut?
It is taut. It was as if it was specifically woven in between the gap of this door and the floor.
I can see if I could maybe connect it to something else.
Like I said, it's about the width of a pencil. So it is a fairly impressive amount of web. It just doesn't compare well to what you just got done with. Not the size is everything. I mean, come on.
Have you been reading my diary?
Yours must sound a lot like mine. Dear diary, my penis is fine. Just gotta keep.
Why don't you step back and I'll just cut it before we open the door, because it'll cut it'll break if we open the door, but it may be designed to do something as the door is opening.
Do it up.
So if I cut it before we open the door, it might preemptively spring whatever the trap is set.
Into the door instead of us.
Yeah.
You guys move. I'm gonna get up real quick because my leg's cramping up. Something awful.
Cass is gonna back up. Okay, I believe in you.
I'm gonna second that.
No one ever listens to Matt.
Awfully quiet.
Oh, we can't really do anything until the DM gets back.
All right, sorry about that. I had to stretch, and you know what? I got up because my leg was hurting, and then the first thing I did was almost trip and die. So, so with that, Narissa, you reach down much like before for telling the party to sort of back away, flicking out one of your claws and delicately running it just against the web, looking back to make sure the party has taken a distance you feel comfortable with. Before with a delicate sort of gesture, you bring the claw across it and cleanly, or at least with only the slightest bit of back and forth sawing, cut through the tether of spider silk. You watch it for a moment, seeing as it kind of like shrinks to the side, now disconnected. Nothing seems to happen.
Well, if it was going to happen, I guess it's not something that's over here. So let's go.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
gonna,
open the door.
I'm gonna stand back here and ready Eldritch Blast.
I'm going to stand here and just watch.
Useful.
Again, Cassius steps forward, and again a door is thrown open. You're greeted with the loud, almost overbearing sound of rushing water, a roar that rings out around the room. What you see inside the room, at least what catches your eyes first, is what seems to be a large plank of wood, cleanly cut, preserved, and placed across what seems to be a freshly formed gap. The rock eroded away and having fallen over time into what is a raging river below. That is now 30 feet wide. And you can't quite see the bottom of it over like the white foamed rapids that have taken up most of the surface. As you step into the room, other than the 2-foot wide plank of wood, it seems to be almost entirely bare, except on the leftmost wall, beside where you stand. A lever has been placed into the wall. A large, well-maintained mechanism that even now seems to have only been recently freshly oiled.
I wonder what that does.
It is currently placed in the up direction. Let me flip this a little bit. Yep, there we go. It's up.
Is it just a regular wooden plank going across?
Preserved and treated, as it does seem to be quite old and one incredibly long, continuous piece of wood. But yes, it does otherwise seem to be just a normal plank of wood.
So what's the handle do?
There doesn't appear to be any obvious mechanism it's connected to, does it?
You can see inside this room, at least.
Oh well.
I want to pull it. I'm going to pull it and see what it does.
Are you saying that out loud, or are you going to do it?
I'll just go ahead and do it.
Okay. You take hold of the lever, almost like drawn by instinct, your eyes sort of like narrowing in that way that cat's eyes do. They're good for that. But while that loads, there we go, just like that. I can see Sky's eyes sort of like, ooh.
Button.
She reaches out and takes hold of the lever, sort of like pushing it down. And so you feel that it glides like much easier than you would have expected, but you need to bring it down with a little bit more force than maybe you would have intended. But as it does, it sort of like thunks against the bottom, and then lets out this ding ding sound, as if like striking a bell inside of the wall.
Oh, it was an alarm. Kind of a weird place for that.
Who
As
was
the bell sort of like jingles, you hear this sort of like almost what sounds like a high pitched yawning noise. And you can see that like the mist sprayed up by the rapidly running by river sort of like seemed to swirl for a moment before sort of like popping into what looks like a small, vaguely humanoid shape.
I call out to an undercommon and order it to get me a drink.
Do you?
What?
We're in a Drow temple. It's gonna understand. I better speak.
I was just trying to see what that thing was.
Okay.
The figure seems to like stretch out, having these long, spindly hands that seem to be made out of the mist and fog thrown up by the water. And it has these loose, almost tendril-like wings that sort of that it stretches behind its back. You can see it kind of like rolls its shoulders and kind of sort of like looks out across the water and sort of like slowly and lazily turns and like looks at the lever having been pulled.
It's got to do like an Arcana check to see if he knows what this is.
Yes, you and Charlie both have a chance.
Oh wait, should I have made that to GM?
I usually make skill checks to GM unless he says otherwise.
Sky, you recognize this creature. It's a small elemental called a mephit. It's not a strikingly powerful creature, but they definitely have their uses. They're often called on as almost like familiars, small, neutral, uh, partially malicious entities that are weak enough to be easily bound to even a fledgling caster's will. They're not much of a threat on their own. When it comes to methods, they're almost never on their own. And they're often used to guard small, either prizes, treasures, or even areas.
I was ask if it's okay if we cross.
Do you speak any elemental tongue?
I guess not.
Hey, wait, do I?
Sky would say out loud, sort of like while explaining some of the aspects of these things, that they don't really understand anything. You just magically compel them to do things when you summon them. Otherwise, they only speak in their primordial elemental language that usually equates only to which type of method it was. This one being brought to life. This one seeming to be perhaps a mist or maybe even steam methods. It's hard to tell between the two.
Hmm. Well, if I don't know, we're kind of trying to speed along. I don't think detect magic is an option.
What was that, Durgy Burgy?
So, did anyone speak elemental in this party?
Nope. Halfling in common.
Astral Dwarvish in common.
Well, I mean, either they'll attack or they won't.
All you would know is that it depends on what they were ordered to do.
Does the water below it seem affected at all?
Affected at what?
Just by its presence.
No. The water does not seem to change at all for the method's presence. If anything, it only seems you almost get the. No, I was going to say like you almost get the idea that the method itself seems to be formed more of the water than the water being influenced by the method.
Okay. Makes me wonder what pulling the lever again would do.
Is it going to get
That's a
up
good
front of
question.
Would I be able to like look down into the water at all, or would it be so rapid I couldn't see through it?
If you spend just a moment looking down, you'd be able to see that the water itself isn't terribly deep, maybe 6-7 feet, enough for a halfling. If it were the water were going slower, but as it is, it's a threat to anyone, rapidly flowing by.
Well, yeah, let's move the lever again.
You put the lever back in the up position and then bring it down again. You get letting out a light dinging sound. Ding ding. Like a bell inside being rattled. The method doesn't really seem much to react. It seems as if it's serving some other purpose. Perhaps the bell is tacked only as a trigger to cause its existence, but isn't tied directly to its goal.
Yeah, Charlie, I need a favor, okay?
Hmm?
I want you to prepare an Eldritch Blast. I'm going to cross. If that thing gets ornery, that.
Okay, I guess.
I'm going to slowly cross the bridge.
Hey, I have an idea first. We can tie a rope to you, and Cassius can pull you back if you get knocked off.
That could work.
Okay.
And you will pull him back, won't you, Cassius?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Think of it as a trust exercise.
We're in a. What did I do to deserve getting sent back underground to a drow temple with you people?
Did you say you people at Sky? That's racist.
Okay, ropes affixed. Let's go do this thing.
I'm gonna hold it in my hands loosely so we can still walk forward.
I want you to tie the other end to the metal man.
Here, give me a second here.
No, I can hold it. It's fine.
No, I mean tie the end of it. You can just, feed it.
The water is moving so fast that Cassius is immediately pulled down with him.
No, it's okay. I'm just holding it.
So as you tie the rope to Daala, the method doesn't seem to do very much. Simply sitting just above the surface of the water. But it does watch. As you begin to approach the piece of wood, however, you watch it sort of stir. It'll shuffle closer to the piece of wood and sort of let out this like low kind of like hissing sound. That sounds like water, like sounds almost like a higher pitched version of the water rushing beneath it.
Oh, little buddy, don't want any trouble.
Maybe we should just blast it.
As you sort of talk it doesn't seem to react. Only letting out like low hisses as you like stay near the wood.
What happens if I put 1 foot on it?
As you take a step forward, placing a little bit of weight onto the wooden board. The mephit lets out a loud hiss now, its posture changing. You feel as if it's not a change for the best. You must now roll for initiative.
I waited this time.
Oh, but he did get me to ready, and I was just blast first.
That's fair.
We'll go ahead and roll. Only thing I was worried about is if we kill this one, if like a dozen more are gonna spawn in.
That would be weird.
John says he looks at his DM notes.
As it hisses, you let out two blasts of eldritch energy, hurtling towards a small, diminutive creature. Both will blast into its form. It's 13. As you send two blasts instantly as it reacts, causing its form to sort of shudder and shake. It lets out this loud scream as it lets out this loud scream as its form seems to swell and then bursts into a cloud of hissing steam. It is quickly washed away by the river, not affecting anyone in the party. As its sort of death knell sort of still screeches out, we now go to Ta'ala's turn. The rope is still tied around him.
Hey,
Probably just give it another shot.
I'm not falling for this. Hey, no, I don't trust it.
Fine, then tie the rope to me, and I'll go around.
I'm holding on to you.
Yeah,
I've got
you're
you.
right.
Serious time. It's not joking time.
5, 10, 15. How long is this thing? It's hard to tell if it looks a bit.
The river is 30 feet across. Dex check to avoid falling in water during combat.
I'm not in combat.
There you are. Does he get a bonus because I'm holding on to the other end of the rope?
It looks like just because it's small, it's still difficult terrain. I'd say you'd have advantage on 8 checks because you feel confident with the rope.
Okay, then you know what? Fuck it, going across.
So you're gonna use your full speed.
Yeah, what should I roll? Dex or acrobatics?
Just like before, it'll be acrobatics.
Okay. And advantage. God damn it.
You watch as Tala stumbles for a second, tilting over to the side. But Cassius manages to tug on the rope, pulling him back into position on the platform. You'll be able to make your way safely across the thin piece of wood.
Okay.
As we then go to Phoenix's turn. Second, the next to follow up.
At the end, or no?
It's just another empty room.
Okay.
So we have to fight this elemental?
The elemental's dead.
Oh, it's already dead?
Yeah, I killed it like just about everything else tonight.
Probably got the
Alright.
Initiative order? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's dead, all right.
I mean, it's not like the initiative order it contains many elementals.
You
Just
guys
run
gonna
across.
metagame me like that?
No. Just run across. Nothing to worry about.
Really?
Publicly available information,
Do
Yildiz.
Do it!
Can I see any others?
There's nothing to see. But the platform is still difficult terrain. So
There's also a rope Going
Roll
across the
for
middle of the
difficult
thing.
terrain once again. Entering into it counts as double. Moving out of it does not.
Yeah, you'd be about there.
There is a rope being held taut across it. Can he hold on to it? What make an advantage?
Yep,
Just like
likewise. Same the advantage on the check.
Yeah, I think between the two of us, we'd actually be in a good spot.
All right, I'll sprint it. You want that check now?
Yeah.
Acrobatics, right?
with advantage.
Charlie, I think that it might behoove you to hold tight for
I mean, I was expecting more methods to show up anyway, so I'm just gonna ready Eldritch Blast and hold position.
And again, thanks to the rope, Phoenix manages to make his way across the platform. As we go now to Charlie's turn.
Yeah, hold position.
So
ready
this is
Eldritch
so like
Blast.
you guys, like Tala steps forward, the thing hisses. Charlie instantly blasts it away, and now everyone's like very quickly making their way across the platform.
Oh yeah. I'm honestly, I didn't even notice the method. It's in the initiative order until like Narissa mentioned it. But I was
Thanks,
totally
Marissa.
expecting more to show up.
Publicly available information.
So I was just planning to hold position and ready another blast.
Guess I
I
just have to start
wonder if
hiding
we only
everything.
need one shot apiece.
She's just gonna stand there and Eldritch Blast?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess if I do nobody. Kapooey.
Oh my god, there's more.
Kapooey.
Wow. There's 3 more. I wasn't expecting that. Holy crap. That's a lot of guys.
Oh, I know who they're attacking.
Wrap away, Charlie.
All right, so you guys pop up at the same time. You can pick one to shoot at.
The closest one to me.
All right. Both connect.
You put them into different ones.
No, I put them both into the same one. The one that's right
All
next
right,
to
so
me.
let's see here. So we're going to go to this one's turn. They have 30 feet of flying. So 5, 10, 15, 20. It's going to put itself right there. And so it's going to like charge forward, like flying through the air. This like wispy form of wisps, of like congealed steam and fog running forward. It's going to like clear, like turn its back to Charlie facing Cassius and Sky. And, excuse me, like reel back, like opening its mouth. And then exhaling this blast, this massive 15-foot fog cloud of boiling hot steam. I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from each of you. And it will be benefited by Cassius's thing. Right? That's the thing all paladins have, right?
Aura of protection, so you add my charisma bonus to it, so it'd be plus.
Cool. Now your turn. Roll, metal man.
21. I throw myself backwards while still gripping the rope, tucking Tala into the water. Today,
You each take 1 whole point of damage.
I'm suddenly remembering that burst of steam from the one I killed that went harmlessly over the water.
Looks like he was just blowing smoke.
Likewise, same here. This one runs forward, does the same thing. Lets out a puff, blast of steam. And again, Sky and Cassius, and this time Charlie as well. And the other one.
Suddenly, Alvin manifests.
oh, you rolled twice. That means take the lower one.
They're immune to fire damage.
It didn't roll when I first clicked it. I guess it was lagging.
That's 21 for me, 12 for Narissa, and 16 for Charlie.
It's
Yeah, I
26.
ended up double clicking because it lagged.
You guys are again going to take a wahoo. This time you're taking 3 damage. I'll go ahead and remove it. -3, -3, and -3. And this guy is going to walk over here. And again, another like blast of steam, like affecting you two here.
All right, deck save.
And then it's going to zip over this way. Durgan will pass. And take 3. I have removed. And Phoenix.
Okay.
Believe in you.
And again, another pass and -3. The final method out of the ending its turn, we now go to Sky's turn, having dodged 2 blasts of steam hurtled at her.
Well, I'll just try and blast the one next to me with the firebolt.
Okay. You take aim at the creature, sending a firebolt. However, even though the creature, your aim thrown off by the creature's proximity, you manage to send the bolt like crushing into its frame. You watch as the fire sort of like seems to like wash across its body, almost rolling off of it, carried by like the swirls of hot air around it, unaffected by the flames.
That's no good.
You want to end your turn?
Well, setting things on fire didn't work. I'm all out of ideas.
I throw my hands up into the air and throw myself into the river. Want to end your turn there?
Yeah.
And with that, we go to Cassius's turn. So Cassius, you have this like diminutive, like it's like the size of like a cup, or like a house cat. It's like the size of a house cat. Just got done like blowing like boiling hot steam into your face.
I'm going to drop the rope, put one of my feet on it. I'm gonna swing it with my other hand. I'm gonna swing my hammer at it.
You bring your warhammer. You drop the rope to the ground, taking your warhammer, raising it above your head, shield drawn. You bring it crashing down. A 15 will connect, slamming into the creature. -9. You cut clean through its mist-like body, and again you watch as it begins to shake and contort, letting out this loud whining scream as its body seems to inflate, and then at once explodes in this massive burst of fire. And I'm going to need you 3 guys to make a dexterity saving throw.
12.
20 is freaking out. Oh, there we go. And Sky, next. Cassius will pass the save, only taking 3 damage from the explosion. But Sky and Charlie won't be as lucky, each of them taking 6 fire damage, the steam scorching at their skin, reddening it and reddening it wherever it touches. As we'll now go back to the top of the initiative order with Ta'ala's turn, and we will have Albin. Where are you?
Haven't used this in a while.
Alvin emerged from the river.
Just see these bubbles, then him slowly rising out.
The Godzilla
We'll say-
theme starts playing.
We'll say Albin has just managed to like carry himself across the. Albin was going real slow with the bridge, the rope bridge.
Does 14 connect?
Yeah, so you lunge forward, rapier in hand, connecting into like the wispy form of the creature, driving it through its body. -6 as you cut cleanly through one of its small like little arms. It lets out this screech, but you see like it's like it seems to like focus for a second, like the mist coalescing back into a hand, which it sort of like snarls at you. This like high pitched like little squeaking sound.
Is that when Cassius hit dead?
Yes,
Oh.
it exploded.
There we go.
You want to enter their turn there, Diggy Briggy?
Yep.
With that, we'll go once again to Phoenix's turn, facing down the small winged creature facing him down.
So they're immune to fire damage, right?
Seems so.
Oh, that puts Firebolt out.
And you pick some non-fire things, right?
Wrong.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'll cast a Mind Sliver.
Okay. Let's see. Whip. Oh my goodness, this is the world's smartest steam method.
It passed.
Roll a natural 20.
It's conveying.
They get a
The spell has
+2.
worked.
The spell does not work. You see the method sort of like you see all these like equations like literally flow through its body like that too smart gift, but the spell seems to have no effect upon it.
Should have just punched it.
All right, I'm ending my turn.
It's brain dodged.
This is the method. So we now go to Charlie's turn once again, having just like taken like a massive blast of steam, scorching across his skin. Like everywhere that you're not covered with clothing, it's just this pink, this bright pink.
Well, it's better than lightning and fire, I guess. And the one over next to Jimmy and Tala.
You take aim, and with a snap of your fingers, two blasts of energy hurtle across the water, weaving in between Phoenix and Ta'ala, slamming into the creature twice. The first one blasts away a section of its head. The second one falls up, cutting straight through its chest. As it lets out this loud, keening scream, its body like expanding, bloating, and then bursting into a blast of steam, forcing a dexterity saving throw from Ta'ala and Phoenix. Durgan will pass and take 2. Phoenix will fail and take 5. As the creature explodes into a spray of superheated gas in your face. And let's see, this method's dead, and this method's dead. We go to the last little method. And see if it can do its steam breath. Nope. With that, you see this method take its final course of action. You see it sort of like flips its hands out, revealing like these like its fingers that sort of coalesce, ending in these vicious points. It's gonna like lunge forward, trying to claw at your face, Guy. It sort of. Do you want to do anything about it?
No.
So it'll like lunge forward and manage to like run its claws clean across your cheek. The initial hit is only a light scratch, 2 fire damage. But the superheated steam that its body seems to be made out of sort of like leaves a scorching wound that cauterizes as it passes by, dealing an additional 2 fire damage. And it'll end its turn there like as we go now to Sky's turn with Albin on deck.
Sky back, disengage and get away from it. All right.
Hurried by the sound of battle, Albin makes his way over the rest of the rope bridge, passing over the inky black abyss below. Sort of
Hey
like
guys,
staring.
what's going on?
You hear like the sound of battle inside the room.
What's going on in this thread? Oh, Lord.
Oh god.
Lots of spiders in the last room. Lots of steam monsters in this one.
Alright. Okay,
I realize it's a wee bit late to ask this. Can we go a wee bit later tonight?
Has this one been hit?
It's the only one left in the room.
Has it been touched yet or no?
But you don't know. You were climbing across the ropes.
Well, that's why I'm yelling. Hey, anyone hit that thing yet?
I tried to, fire didn't work.
Nothing hit it yet? Alright then.
Bullshit. Didn't learn magic just so I couldn't set things on fire.
Someone has hit it, Thor's.
Wait, what'd you say, John?
Someone has. Someone would eventually maybe remember that they have hit it.
Oh, well then I will toll the dead. It's either gonna Sacred Flame or toll dead. So toll dead.
I'm sorry. Actually, no one actually has hit this one. I forgot.
Oh, well then Sacred Flame it is.
Sacred Flame. Send a bolt of sacred fire hurtling across the ground. Radiant 12 radiant damage, dexterity. If it doesn't pass its dexterity save, and it fails. Okay, 12 damage, and now someone's hit it. You see this bolt of like blinding light shoot across the floor, slamming into the creature and causing like the mist to sort of like fade away. So I got hiccups real bad. I'm trying not to have them. As we now go to Cassius's turn, Tala on deck. As we're getting close to ending for the night.
I'm gonna pick up the rope with one hand, and I walk over to the thing, and I swing my warhammer at it.
Right. You hold your warhammer high, like bringing it like a wide, like swinging strike. The 13 will connect as it's sort of like the head of the hammer crushes into its small body. -7, passing through, like sending like tatters of wisps, like floating out into the air. You see the creature like recoalesce, like now much lighter than it was before, clearly on the cusp of death. Another swing, this time a 10. An almost clumsy strike that still manages to hit the creature, unable to dodge from the blow. The warhammer will pass through it completely now, and it seems unable to recoalesce. The fumes will seem to sort of like bloat and spread out again, like this loud, like keening whistle, sort of reaching out of its body, like, and again it explodes in like this blast of mist.
15.
You will pass, taking 1 whole damage.
Anybody else just see that switch there, the lever there, down at the bottom? Bottom left.
God damn it.
Oh, hey, a lever. Let's go pull it.
Wait, are you serious, CT? Jimmy, is he being serious?
Well, Jimmy's like a lever.
Do I what now?
I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
Alright, I'm going to go, now that the fight's over, I go hold the end of the rope on the other side so everybody else can cross safely.
The fight is over, right?
I'm sorry?
The fight is over, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You hear no more whirring or light hissing warning screeches. The methods having seemingly been vanquished.
Once everybody's across, you can tie the rope to yourself, and we can hold it while you cross.
Thanks. I'm just going to slowly go across. Nobody else pay attention.
I will also slowly go across.
Hi guys, don't forget about me.
Oh, collect my rope back.
How can you forget about the person getting all the kills?
I was making a joke about Alvin like crossing by himself.
You guys watch as like To explain why it took Alvin
I'm a Hildorf. I should be fine.
2.5 hours to make it across the first rope. He watches you like,
Yeah, I get down on my ass and literally scoot.
Oh, that bullet meat
Nope.
gave me tapeworms.
Well, boys, that food you've been eating, I got good news and bad news.
I want to hear about it.
Unfortunately, guys, we do have to end it there. My dinner's getting cold right next to me, and I feel miserable looking at it.
How much XP did we get?
That's at the end.
This is the end.
Then
End of the module.
yeah.
You still have a Draco Lich to kill. God help me.
Oh, well, Cassius jumps to the river.
That's why I've been so excited watching all of your precious spell slots melt away into baby spiders.
It turned out we took too long, and there's an elder, like a elder demon, just sitting in there waiting for us now.
Turns out the last boss, now that
Looking at its
Fireball is
watch.
out of the question,
It's
is
like
this
100
watch, like,
spiders
tapping
all
its
in a
foot.
30-foot circle.
But I have
It's like, what the
fireballs
fuck is
left.
taking them so long? It's not that fucking complicated.
I have
They
two
freaking-
fireballs,
More
though.
time to rehearse my speech.
It's like
a
an
fucking tunnel, straight.
It's like a straight up, it's an avatar of Lolth just sitting there. It's like, why are they taking these people so long? They're like,
Fuck it, I'm leaving.
they have that idiot with them. I'm sorry, my lady.
It's even worth killing these guys? Jesus Christ.
They have that fun notice to
I
Allah.
feel like some bandit will just take care of them.
Oh, that could be.
Ooh,
You
that's
see this note come drafting down in front of us when we get in the room. Fond regards, Risk.
It wouldn't just be one note. It'd be like a whole like bucket full of them.
Or it'll be the avatar going, someone told me to tell all of you fond regards. I think his name was...
Got this nice note and some shiny coins.
It's like, our group just has a terrible track record with platinum coins.
Platinum coins are all cursed.
Oh,
They're
it's not
either
that. You know, the
cursed
funny thing
or
about
set
that
up
is
with
originally
explosives.
I set those down and I was like, oh, haha, platinum coins. They won't trust these.
We immediately pick them up.
In all honesty, I probably should have thought, Mummy's tomb, it's probably cursed. But I, was also stuck in the mindset of, maybe they'll be involved in a puzzle in the next room.
As you were sitting there like holding like a bag of loot. Also, I'm gonna be right back. Fuck you guys. My brother's here to take me away.
I'm going to go use the washroom.
Yeah, I've got all this shit in Roll20 set up for that one shot I wanted to do. I just have to actually take some fucking notes out of the PDF. And see
Yeah,
if
we
I
can
felt
do it
like
whenever
making
you want.
characters for it.
When do you want to try and do? When do you want to try and do that?
I'm not sure if I'd want to wait till we actually, see if next week if we're actually gonna get all the way through this finally.
I am game for more XP. Just gets me closer to my.
Not like anybody has anything to go out to do anymore.
I still have to go to work.
I mean, other than work.
I want.
Oh yeah, I forget if I mentioned that with you around or not, Durgan. Like, I was thinking about trying to DM myself, like, for a one-shot. And see
Oh.
if it's
So
like...
you try. No, I mean I didn't mean that sarcastically. I did.
By the way, Durgan, I get to go into work. Ha 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 ha.
Must be nice. No, I have to ask you, dude, something. Now, it's been officially declared that the deadline for filing and for payments has been extended to July 15th. No penalties or interest, yada, yada, yada. Everything's been extended already because we're not a bunch of disorganized chuckle fucks like the firm I just left. Why the fuck do I still have to work on Saturdays?
I don't know, ask your office.
I just started here. I can't ask snide questions like that yet.
I don't know, Durgan. The worst of this
Just
didn't even
drop
start
some.
till most people should have had their shit filed already.
Just drop some anti-Semitism towards your boss and ask him why the hell you have to do it. Should go over great.
Tell him you have
Yeah.
tell him you have a sore throat. It's probably nothing though. You're gonna be right there and just be like,
Well, they're all working from home, so that's not going to work.
Yeah, see, we're already working from home.
That's why I
oh.
was making fun of Durgan, saying I
Then
got
you
to
just
get to work.
then
'cause
you
he's
just
working from home.
unplug your internet.
I still have to bill my hours, you realize?
It's out of your control if you have no internet though.
No, they gave me a MiFi, so I don't have an excuse, actually.
Grab a hammer.
Look, I don't return this thing, they're going to be asking a lot of questions.
Well, then when you're sending in some paperwork, just slip a spicy meme in one of them on accident and be like, "Whoops."
Give him a rare Pepe.
Oh
Unlike
God! I upload some shit for work, and every time I'm like, make sure it's the right folder.
actually, for the most
It's
part.
like billing too, so it'd be the worst thing possible. Luckily, I've never done that.
You see, that's why I keep the work in, personal computer stuff.
That's stupid.
No, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stand this for more than one more day. And I'm probably just going to go into the office to keep the shades drawn.
Yeah, honestly, I read through the shit for that like free first, like one shot adventure thing in the book. And it's like the book was on sale anyway, so I fucking just went ahead and got it.
The whole adventure.
Yeah. Says each one's supposed to only take like 2 hours to run.
The first of many lies.
Well, I mean, with us.